You ever had a family member where you guys are real close and you guys maybe live at a distance or you guys don't see each other as much, so y'all have a great relationship, right? They're always talking to you, texting, keeping you involved with the rest of the family, the whole nine. But I'm gonna tell you something. When you get in that person's presence, that's gonna tell you exactly everything you need to know. I don't care how long y'all have been family and you guys had a great relationship when you guys were at a distance. Wait until you get around that person. Their body language will tell you everything that their mouth won't. And I experienced that to the point where I no longer communicate with my mom's side of the family because I had one cousin that I stayed in contact with, and me and her were very close. Betrayal always comes from somebody close to you because they have access to you. Somebody who does not have access to you will not be able to hurt you in certain ways because they can't get close enough to you. You get what I'm saying? So this one cousin in particular, me and her had a great relationship for about 20 years. This is a person who was about 10 years older than me who watched me grow up, right? They seen the light on me. They seen my potential. And they seen I was a threat at a very young age. But obviously I didn't understand that. I didn't know that. It wasn't until I became an adult. And even during my adult years, we were separated. So they were able to put on the front through social media, through a telephone, and really pretend like they really messed with me, like they really loved me, they was there for me, the whole nine. But it wasn't until I moved back to my home state when everything got exposed because people cannot front in your presence, especially when you have the gift of discernment and you can see right through people. It's almost like when you're standing in front of somebody and you have that gift, people turn into like glass. You can see right through them. It doesn't matter what they say, how they try to cover it up. You see right through them. And that's exactly what happened. And for somebody that I was connected to for over 20 years and gave me this false sense of a relationship, it was a hard pill to swallow when I was in this person's presence and this person could not stand me. And because they could not stand me, it also affected my children because they could not stand my children. They were threatened by me. They were threatened by my children. You get what I'm saying? But this is not something that I was able to pick up on fully at a distance because I would be a liar if I didn't say that there were times where they did things that was kind of questionable when we were still at a distance. But I've learned to kind of like let things roll off my shoulders, not take everything so personal. But this person was showing signs, but it's not going to be until you're in this person's presence. And it's almost like when people will tell you, like, you never really know a person until you live with them. People can put on a front for a very long time, but when you live with somebody is when you get to see the true ins and outs. And that's basically what happened with this family member. And God will make people expose themselves. Nothing that people feel behind your back will ever be hidden. God allowed my situation to be hidden for so long because at the right time is when it was exposed. It was no need for it to be exposed when we were at a distance because it was not affecting anything because we're at a distance, right? There's nothing that nobody can feel towards you that's going to stay hidden. God is going to reveal it to you. He will force people's hands to expose themselves. And the reason why is so that you know how to handle yourself and know how to move 10 steps ahead of this person. The devil doesn't know how to hate you and be quiet. No, he loves to brag. He loves to boast and to put everybody in his plans. When you get in the presence with certain people, that's going to tell you how they feel about you. Don't go off of a text message or social media because I was blindsided for 20 something years thinking that this lady really loved me. We were, super close in terms of cousins. Meanwhile, this was somebody who was secretly plotting on me the whole time. And destiny swapping is real. This same cousin that I'm speaking on, like I said, she's 10 years older than me. This is somebody that I was very close with, so I felt comfortable telling them my goals and my dreams, right? I noticed every time I would tell this person something, they would try to copy me and do exactly what I'm doing after I told them. Like when I first started getting into makeup about 10 years ago, and I remember I was happy, whatever, because I did some makeup and I had posted a picture on Facebook. A couple days later, this girl, mind you, she's never worn makeup before ever. She did the same thing. She posted a picture with some makeup and no cap. She looked like a clown. Like, I was just confused. I'm like, why would you, what are you doing? Girl, and you posted that. Like, same thing, fast forward a couple years later, I was telling her my interest in going to school. I wanted to become a nurse. And again, she's 10 years older than me. So if she had that goal, why didn't she then go to school, right? It wasn't until I started mentioning I wanted to go to school, she ends up signing herself up for school before I did, right? So she goes to school before me, she graduates before me. But she was not able to become a nurse because Well, at that time, because she didn't pass her NCLEX. So I went to school after her. I graduated after her, but I became a legal nurse before her because I passed my NCLEX, and she had a hard time passing her NCLEX. And I remember her saying like she struggled with the NCLEX, and she also struggled through school. And she was asking me if I had any difficulties, and of course I did, but I didn't do that bad. I graduated with honors. I was on honor roll every marking period. And I remember thinking to myself, like, maybe this ain't the path for you. Not really understanding the severity of the disconnect between she and I, because this is before the big betrayal. But now looking back, it's like, yeah, you struggled through school because you're trying to take on somebody else's life. You know what I mean? Like, that's not the plan that God had for you. That's why you struggle so bad, because it wasn't for you. You're copying somebody else. And again, this person was very close to me. Somebody I would have never expected, but that's how betrayal is. And sometimes God will allow somebody to spoon feed you the betrayal until the big explosion, because He knows the type of heart that you have. And the type of heart that I have, I'm a very forgiving person. I'm going to keep forgiving you, even though I may be really hurt. I will forgive people. You know, I will take my time away from them, and then I will reconnect with them. That's just who I am. And there are some people that God does not want you to be reconnected with, either in this season or permanently. And He will allow people to betray you because He knows that you don't have the strength to walk away on your own. But if people cross the line, you know, a certain point, you will walk away. And that's exactly what He allowed to happen. So yeah, don't be surprised where if you're connected to somebody and everything is good until you guys get in each other's presence. It's kind of like a mini volcano waiting to happen, because this person has so much built up resentment that when you guys are around each other, they're not going to be able to hide it. You will be able to tell. It will literally be coming through their pores. And that's going to tell you everything you need to know.